saw Congressman Lantos, Congressman Nadler, Congressman Cummings, Congressman Von Holland, Congressman McGovern, Congressman Wolf, People's Issues, and Congressman Moran. They have traveled to the region, they have gone to jail, they have taken their message to the floor of the Congress. And we are all very, very glad to see so many of you here today. Today we all seek justice for the people of Darfur. Earlier this year, some of us in a bipartisan delegation traveled to Darfur. We saw the people in the refugee camps. And now, today, because of you and the Save Darfur Coalition, the eyes of the world are on those refugee camps. And the eyes of the world are on all of us to see what we will do about it. But I want to share with you the eyes of the children that we saw in those camps. The little toddlers still had hope in their eyes, a sparkle. Those a little older had already seen too much. Rapes, killings, pillaging. And all of this with the knowledge of the world. The genocide in Sudan must stop, and it must stop now. We traveled to Khartoum and met with the leaders of the Sudanese government. And they denied what we had seen with our very eyes that day. Why, they said, are the American people so interested in the domestic affairs of Sudan? And we said, because the American people care. And you are a demonstration of that care here today. Genocide is not an internal domestic affair. It is a concern for the world, and it must stop. And it must stop now. The genocide in Darfur is a challenge to the conscience of the world. We must act. We must act. So working together in a bipartisan way, working with the President of the United States, and I may add, some of us never agree with the President of the United States, but on Darfur we agree with the President of the United States. We agree that this side must stop. We worked in a bipartisan way to pass the Darfur Accountability Act, and it called for a U.S. Special Envoy to the Sudan. A U.S. Special Envoy. We believe that that will signal that stopping the genocide in Sudan is a priority for the United States of America, that it is necessary to stop the violence, to bring the parties to the table for a peace agreement, and to get the humanitarian assistance to the people in need. And this is more necessary than ever when the UN is saying that they may have to cut the food supply in half. That cannot be tolerated. That cannot be tolerated.
Oh, okay.
So you see before you some of the people who will be very critical on this issue. Congressman, some of these you'll be hearing from directly. You won't be hearing from Ben Cardin. Ben is the U.S. Democratic member of the U.S. Helsinki Commission, working tirelessly over the past decade to bring war criminals in Yugoslavia to justice. He will help with this issue.
Sounds like a plan.
Stop the genocide now! 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 It's wonderful that so many of you are here today. But a person who has been there from day one and pioneer on this, a person who told the Congress for years what was happening in the Sudan, whether it was about slavery or the North-South conflict or whatever it was. A person when at the end of the day, when this issue was resolved, Wolf of Virginia.